Thank you. Next slide. So about development activities meetings. The Registered Community Organization program is administered through the Department of City Planning to incorporate community input and development activities. Applicants requesting to go before the Zoning Board of Adjustment, the Planning Commission, the Historic Review Commission, and/or the Art Commission for a public hearing and whose projects meet a certain threshold must coordinate with the RCO or multiple RCOs and DCP to hold a development activities meeting to engage the community. A DAM, pardon the acronym, provides community stakeholders an opportunity to learn about proposals that may affect them and to share any concerns they may have before a project moves on to a public hearing. There are 2 RCOs in the vicinity of the project site of Mazeroski Field, and that is OPDC and OBID. When the RCO boundaries overlap, the RCO guidelines specify that city planning will host the dam in coordination with the RCOs. Next slide. Reporting to boards and commissions. The neighborhood planner or planners take notes on the meeting and completes a report, including a brief summary of the project as it is presented, the permission sought that triggered the need for the dam, the questions asked by you as attendees, and the answers received. This report is provided to the relevant board and commissions prior to the hearing on the project so that they can understand the nature of the meeting and the project that was discussed. The dam report is neutral and makes no conclusions. If you have strong feelings about the project, you should still consider attending the board or commission meeting and testifying. Next slide. Related to that, any comments can be shared with your RCOs, OBID or OPDC, and both projects tonight will be presented in front of the Historic Review Commission. You can visit the website at pittsburgh.gov/DCP/virtual-HRC. To provide public comment, you can email testimony to historicreview@pittsburghpa.gov. Email testimony must be received by one business day prior to the meeting at 12 p.m. You can also send a letter to 200 Ross Street, 4th floor, Pittsburgh, PA 15219. And that must be received at least 2 business days prior to the meeting. And of course, you can join that meeting virtually and raise your hand to speak at the meeting. Next slide. Again, additional comments related to the Art Commission for Mazeroski Field, pardon me. And you can visit Pittsburgh, PA/DCP/AC. Pardon me. To provide public comment, you can email testimony to pacd@pittsburghpa.gov. And again, that testimony must be received the business day prior by 12 noon. And again, you can send information to DCP at 200 Ross Street and join virtually. Next slide. Additional notes, because there are multiple RCOs, as previously noted, we as the Department of City Planning are convening this development activities meeting in partnership with the relevant RCOs. So for tonight's projects, the Mazeroski Field are relevant to OPDC and OBID. Singh Home Edition is relevant to OPDC or sits within these geographies. Prior to the project presentation, we would like to offer each RCO a chance to speak about their work and about any engagement they had on each of these projects. So I will pass this over to OPDC. Next slide, please.
Hi, my name is Andrea Boykowicz. Thank you very much, Jose. I'm the Assistant Director at Oakland Planning and Development Corporation. OPDC is the registered community organization for all of Oakland. We value Oakland's neighborhoods as places of true community. We develop and manage affordable housing for rent and home ownership. We support Oakland's residents to connect with supportive services and with each other. We organize community members and support robust public engagement. And our purpose is to build a better Oakland and help neighbors thrive. I don't know that we provided you with slides specific this evening, so forgive me. I just wanted to mention that we have a meeting on Wednesday evening this week at 6 o'clock. We are hosting our monthly community conversation called Let's Talk. And this month's topic is all about recycling hard to recycle things. So please join us for a community conversation about local resources for disposing of things like batteries, tires, electronics, appliances. We're also curious to hear if the community has any things that they've struggled to know how to get rid of in the past. You can find more information about the event, including a Zoom link to join on our website at opdc.org/let's talk. And please feel free to contact us anytime by email at questions@opdc.org. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you or an Oakland neighbor has any questions or ideas or concerns that we might be able to help you with. OPDC has not seen the projects being discussed this evening, nor have we participated in any conversations about these projects, nor have we received any comments about them to date. So we are eager to learn more and to hear your thoughts about them as well.
Thank you, Andrea. Next slide, please. And I will pass this over to Georgia from Oakland Business and Improvement District. Thank you.
Thank you, Osei, and thank you to the DCP team and everyone else here this evening. I'm Georgia Petropoulos. I'm the CEO of the Oakland Business Improvement District. We have a slide here just telling you a little bit about our organization. As the Oakland Business Improvement District, our mission is to ensure Oakland's place as Pennsylvania's global center. Our priority goals are focused in public space experience, business vitality, partnerships, and identity. Since 1999, the OBID has been the public-private partnership that provides enhanced beautification services, marketing, events, and promotion, public art and streetscape improvements, and business development on behalf of over 250 member business and property owners, which includes our institutional partners of UPMC, University of Pittsburgh, Carlow University, and McGee Women's Hospital. That's as well who we are and supported by, in part, these members along with other property owners. There is no engagement to date, and we have not received any responses either on the project. So as my colleague Andrea had noted, we too are looking forward to hearing any feedback today and learning more about the project. To learn more about OBID, feel free to go to our website, oaklandpittsburgh.com. Our handle is @Oakland412, and you can always reach out to Leah Friedman of our team, who normally does organize, is here representing OBID at these development activity meetings. She can be reached at leah@oaklandbid.org.
Thanks, Georgia. At this time, we're going to pass it over to Charles from to Chuck, sorry, from the University of Pittsburgh.
Thanks, Osei. Yeah, I'm Chuck Elkhorn, planner with the University of Pittsburgh, and I hope everybody can see my screen, the presentation.
We can see your screen.
Great, thank you so much for that confirmation. So I am here to present some modifications to just beyond the Mazeroski field in Oakland, and to provide some context of the area. Here is a satellite image of Mazeroski Field in the center, Frick Fine Arts on the right. The Forbes Field wall is to the left, and surrounding is Mervis Hall, Posvar Hall, Hillman Library, Shenley Plaza, and Carnegie Library. So the project, it does involve Mazeroski Field, and there will be some elements added to just beyond the fence of the field. And this is city-owned property. And it is also in a historic district, the Oakland Civic Center Historic District. And because of that, it will require some level of review and approval by the Historic Review Commission and the Art Commission by the city. So just a little bit of a history of a site. You can see here Forbes Field. I believe this was in the early 1900s. And in the red circle is the location of where Mazeroski Field is located today. And back then it was actually nicknamed Bubbles Field. And that nickname came from the Mary Shenley Memorial Fountain, which is located right here. They considered it creating a bubbly nature with the turtles dripping of water in the water basin. So the field did retain the nickname Bubbles Field. But in the 1970s, when the Forbes Field was demolished, it was officially created as a small baseball field and renamed Mazeroski Field. And this is a picture a little bit later on, probably the late 1960s, maybe even 1970. Probably one of the last few games of in Forbes Field. And you can see the Hillman Lowry constructed there, and even some parts of the David Lawrence Hall. And again, at this time, it was still called Bubbles Field, but it was not a true baseball field at that time. So the reason why we are doing a project at Mazeroski Field is because of the University of Pittsburgh stormwater management plans. And this map shows a boundary of or the outline of the Pitt campus, the upper campus, mid campus, and lower campus. And there's different features on this map indicating chilled water plants. There are actually two on campus, the upper campus, which is actually under construction currently, and an existing chiller plant at Posvar Hall, which will be undergoing some renovations. And those are in the purple boxes. The blue lines are actually water lines that will be retaining and directing rainwater to the chiller plants for the water to be recycled and reused to help cool different aspects, and that provides a cooling management system for university buildings. So that will be, this part is for the upper campus, and the Posvar chiller plant is for the lower campus. And you can see all the pipelines that will be either have already been installed or will be installed shortly, providing water and stormwater retention for the chilled water plant in this location. So this map just features some of those projects in context with our plan development. Again, upper campus, which isn't really the focus on this discussion today, but the lower campus is where we're concentrating our this presentation. And so a cistern is actually proposed underneath Mazeroski Field, and the piping system will be directed to that cistern. And so a cistern is basically just a underneath retainage vault system that will contain stormwater after a rainfall. And so there's some diagrams later on in the presentation. So once rainwater collects in that system, it will actually be reused in the chiller plant. And again, that will be used to have temperature control in a variety of buildings in the lower portion of a campus. So why stormwater reuse? So our goal is to, with this effort, is to divert millions of gallons per year. And that's based off of 0.7 inches typical rain event at 50 times per year. And that will help reduce the amount of runoff going into the river system that might contain pollutants and other materials. So on the right-hand side, you can see the watershed for a 4-mile run and how the lower portion of campus fits in with that 9-mile run, 4-mile run watershed. It's only a sliver of the watershed, but it does impact greatly the amount of water going into the river system. And we hope to contain a lot of that water up to 0.7 inches per rain event. So as I mentioned, there will be a storage tank, and storage tanks are also called cisterns. On the left hand side, you can see an exposed storage tank being constructed underneath in the ground. And for this context, that was actually sodded over and created a park, which we will be doing again for Mazeroski Field for this project. And on the left-hand bottom side, you can see how that works with the stormwater cistern on the bottom and the soil and park on top. And you can see a closer up view of the Posvar cooling towers in this location, and that the water in this in the Mazeroski cistern will be providing water to help with those cooling towers. So this is a section view of what will be constructed underneath Mazeroski Field. Again, this is the cistern underground, the topsoil, and then the grade of a field, which will be resodded as a baseball field. The right-hand side, you can actually see a pumping system that will be installed to help pump water out of a cistern and into those cooling towers. So this is actually a site plan of that cistern in the black square box here. And you can, I hope it shows up clearly on your screen, but you can see the outline of Mazeroski Field with the dotted X and dash line in this area. So the cistern will be in the outer portions of a field and even go a little bit beyond the field, beyond the fence line. And the two main aspects of the changes that are happening are utility vaults that will have grates on them and a electrical box that will be installed to help with maintenance and the ongoing usability of this cistern. And that we'll be seeing more images of that in the coming slides. So part of this project will actually be in doing improvements to a field. The project will improve drainage on Mazeroski Field, allowing for the field to dry faster after a moderate rainstorm. And pit will be replacing in kind, which is a exact replica of what is existing of the features of a field, including the fencing, soil, and natural turf, among other aspects. And PIT is working with the city on a temporary construction easement and a permanent easement for the maintenance and repair of the system for the site. So this is a satellite view of Mazeroski Field, and you can see very faintly the fence in this area where the cursor is being moved, and the elements that will be added are are the white boxes in this location. So these will be the utility vaults and grates. And this is actually over here is actually the electrical box. And the numbers actually indicate the vantage points of the renderings that we're going to be showing shortly. So the rendering number 1 will be from this location, 2 will be from the home plate, and 3rd will be in the left side of portion of a field. So this is the first rendering showing just beyond the fence. You can see to the right is a electrical box. A person is added in the image for some context of a size, and these will be the utility vaults with the grates. And these grates actually have the doors open. The doors will not be permanently open. They will be closed and flush with the lawn the majority of the time. So this image actually shows where those will be placed. It will just be to the left of this pine tree, and the electrical box will be left to this London plane tree. So in this area, you probably won't even notice any modifications to the lawn area beyond the grass. And in this area will be the electrical box that will be added. So here's another rendering of what is planned. Again, these are the electric utility vaults with the grates. And again, these are open, so they will be flush with the ground. And here is a electrical box on the left-hand side. I mean, the renderings are a little bit crude, but you can see the concept of the trees and where it lies with the fencing in place. And here is another vantage point. Again, here's utility vaults and electrical box. So we wanted also to provide some overview images. Again, the electrical box and utility vaults and grates in this location. And this is actually showing those grates with them closed and flush with the ground. And just one other image, aerial image of those features that will be added to this landscape. And you can see it being located just beyond the fence of the field. So I wanted to provide some context images. So again, this is a aerial satellite image. This red circle is highlighting manholes that are located just beyond the fence of Mazeroski Field that's currently there and will remain there. And another context image is in Shenley Plaza, just up the street a little bit with electrical boxes to provide some context. So these are the electrical boxes that were installed in Shenley Plaza. Nothing of this size will be installed for this project at Mazeroski Field, but basically a sliver of a portion of one of these will be installed. But just wanted to provide some context of some examples of electrical boxes in a nearby location. And these are the manholes that are located just beyond the fencing of Mazeroski Field. They are flush with the ground, and that will be done also with these utility vaults. The platforms will be larger, but you can see some of the context of the concrete and the utility manhole flush with the ground. So that is the extent of a presentation. Again, the main aspects being added are the electrical utility vaults and electrical box, and everything else that will be disturbed during construction will be replaced in kind. And I can answer any questions that people might have. And I see Andrea's hand raised.
Hi, Chuck. Sorry to ask a question like this, but the last time that we saw the plans for the water retention cistern, it was when Beth was presenting it to a dam, I believe that OPDC was hosting a while ago. At the time, there was no clear answer from Pitt about the location of that cistern. And I believe that Pitt went ahead and made some plans and obviously has, there have been some agreements with the city about, you know, this mutually beneficial arrangement in which Pitt gets to place its cisterns under a public asset in exchange for, you know, maintaining it. But that exchange or that arrangement with the city happened without there being another development activities meeting regarding that particular location. And I was just kind of hoping that in the future, I know that it doesn't reflect, it isn't specifically about a particular commission. Perhaps that's the reason why it wouldn't have triggered that kind of an action. But, you know, that sort of, that particular kind of an arrangement, possibly even involving the transfer of an asset, you know, I think is something that, you know, we deserve to know about. It's obviously not your fault, not making any kind of, nobody is to blame in the situation. I'm just trying to, so for the sake of maybe future dams, you know, if there is some means by which, you know, open questions about, like, say, for instance, the location of a project that is being provided under a dam, if that gets settled, for instance, that is something that needs to be, there needs to be an actual public statement updating the public on it, because that was an open question at the last dam. And so the other question that I have is, you know, is the current work that's happening right now on this little section of Shenley Drive over here, is that related to the installation of the cistern? Like, when is the installation of the cistern going to happen? Or has it already and I just missed it?
It has not happened. The work currently happening, I think in this portion, is actually not related to the University of Pittsburgh. I believe it's Duquesne Light. We have been getting a lot of calls about it, and we don't know the extent of their work or their time frame. I'm
presuming that has to do with the continuing work laying cables to the plant down in the hollow, which, it's interesting, this is an old photograph. It shows a parking lot in that place where it's currently actually
I did use a little bit of old photos, which has a winter landscape that you can see through the trees a little bit.
Makes perfect sense. So then I had one other question, which is related to a meeting that is happening just in a few minutes that PWSA is hosting regarding 4 Mile Run stormwater capture plans. And I'm kind of curious to know to what extent Pitt's capture of these 9.6 million gallons per year out of the 4 Mile Run watershed are being sort of incorporated into PWSA's plan, and whether or not this is in any way related to the negotiations that PWSA is currently undertaking with the Environmental Protection Agency regarding the consent decree concerning stormwater overflow with the sanitary sewers into the Monongahela River.
Yeah, that's a great question. I know that we worked extensively with PWSA and presented information to them regarding our plans for stormwater management. And I hope they are including our information in the development of a 4 Mile Run plan. I have not been in conversations myself with PWSA regarding that. but they do know about the project. I don't know exactly how it fits within their plan for a 4-mile run, but I'm sure it will certainly help because the hillside of the Pitt campus flows right down into this area, and any collection point stopping rainwater falling further into this valley beyond the steep hillside and steep slope here will benefit in reducing the runoff problem in this area of Oakland. I mean, I can definitely get more information with those, having conversations with PWSA and get back to you. And
I'm about to jump on the call over there with PWSA. I can ask them myself. I just wanted to know if there any chance that was something that you already had handy. So I'm sorry. And I totally agree. I just wanted to make sure it's clear. It's a friendly question, and I 100% agree that, you know, any action, especially, and, you know, this is a good dramatic one that Pitt is undertaking to capture stormwater and also to reduce its use of clean water for, you know, gray water purposes, you know, reducing its energy load generally. I'm here for it 100%. So I'm was just asking about the larger watershed plan.
right. And another question that you posed that I don't think I answered regarding the construction of this project. So starting early next year, maybe late this year in December, work will be undergoing along Shenley Drive, the sidewalk portion, and a little bit into a road to put a piping system in for this network of pipes underground. And for the field itself, construction is expected mid next year. We don't know the exact month at this point, but it is expected sometime mid 2023.
So the city is expecting that this field is going to be offline for next year for the Little League games that take there, because that's, if you're happening mid to the middle of next year, is the middle of baseball season. So
I will get the exact dates and get back to you. Are there any other questions?
There are currently no questions in the Q&A chat.
All right, and if anybody has any questions at any point, feel free to reach out to me. My contact is, my email address is cra53@pitt.edu. Or you could reach out to Ose and she can reach out to me. But thank you for your time and have a good evening.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right. All right. So we do have one additional project on the agenda, and again, this the same family addition. This project is in the boundary for Oakland Planning and Development Corporation. So this is the joint portion of the development activities meeting, and we can move into that project at this time. And we have Cassie here from Bottega Design. Okay.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. My name is Cassie Gray. I have an architectural design service, Bottega Drafting and Design. I have been in the architectural field since 1998, I believe, but residential only for the last 3 years. Most of my experience has been in commercial and educational construction. So this is the first historic review I have ever done. So I ask for your patience and understanding, and my presentation is not as polished as the one you just saw. But I sent an email to everyone that included the plans. I have one elevation, and I have links to some of the products that we intend to consider for the renovation or the addition for this home. Did you all receive that? I'm going
Hi,
to,
Cassie.
hi.
Yeah, I did receive it. Would you prefer to share your screen?
Uh,
For us
we
to, I have,
could,
okay.
we could. Let me get back into that one email. And we will take it from there. All right. Okay, I'm ready.
You can share whenever you're ready.
Open. Whoa. Well, I will as soon as I get to where the Zoom meeting somehow managed to. There it is. Share screen. There we go. I'm on my laptop. So which one should I choose? You have basic screen share. Is that it?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. All right. So going to the email that I sent to all of you, I guess I will start with the drawings that I sent. That includes the site plan. Now, the landscape plan is not part of this presentation at this point, but we have spoken to a landscape designer, landscape art designer who has worked extensively in the Pittsburgh area, and he will be helping us with that when we get to that point. So this is the site plan. This home, if you see on the vicinity map, is in Shenley Farms. It is the second house from the turn around Parkman Avenue that's up the hill. And so it's the second to last home. It is a colonial house built in 1927. And there was a remodel that was done to it that you can see very clearly on the photographs that I sent as well in 1950. There is what used to be a covered porch right where my cursor is showing right there. It used to be an open porch, excuse me, like to the best of my knowledge, that was either a crawl space above it or a slab right there. There is, when I went down to the basement, there's no access to that portion of the original structure. So we believe that the addition or the enclosure for that home, for the office, which is now the entryway but will become the office, was done at a later time from the original. Now, what I did not put on here was to indicate that there are 2 bathrooms that the homeowner has requested to be put right in this space, right above that entryway. And you will see that on the elevations, but also on the floor plans. Incidentally, the Mr. and Mrs. Singh are in the meeting. They should be in the meeting. So there are some questions that if I am not able to answer them, they will be available to answer them as well. So I included some of these floor plans only for frame of reference. I realized that the majority of the meeting is only for the front facade, but just for the frame of reference and to be able to answer any other questions that you might need, I wanted to make sure that you also had these. Now, this addition is 17 feet wide and about 59 feet long. It goes the length of the house. And then the addition, there's a small 12-foot expansion of the covered porch in the back, but that doesn't involve us for this meeting. The majority of this addition is going to be open space, but in the back there will be a second floor bedroom that reflects, it was an important scope of the side elevation that we may or may not see, depending on if anybody wants to. So the majority of the addition, they want to have it covered. They want to have a glass floor to ceiling. It will go from the finished floor to the roof, that open space. So it will be very tall, about 18 feet, I believe. So there are 4 sets of windows that will be on the main floor. And then there are 4 sets of windows above that will allow more light in to the side of the house. And the portico in the front is shown on this sheet A5. The homeowners requested an eyebrow shaped roof, which in my investigation is in line with the times of the time that house was originally built. It's more of a craftsman style of roof. It was very popular then. So we are asking permission to put in a curved roof for the portico with 2 columns on either side of the door. And then to balance out the area, to balance out the front facade of the house, where right now there is a front entry will be replaced with a picture window, roughly the same size. And then to accentuate that, we would like to put a shed roof, metal roof on top, that will help to balance out that side as well. This elevation shows the windows on the top, the addition for the 2 bathrooms for the second floor, which if you're interested, and we can go back to and look so you can see what I mean. But there is a window that is next to the fireplace right here. That one is for a guest room above on the second floor. And this window here is for one of the bathrooms that are being added to the addition above the existing office or entryway. And then also there is another picture window that is shown above the doors right here, front entry doors. And there's a 4-foot wide walkway that goes to the back of the house. And according to the site plan, sorry for bouncing back and forth, but there is a concrete pad that the homeowners would like to add for just extra usable space, patio space on the side of the house. Now, in the discussion about landscaping, it was recommended that we look for ways to be able to camouflage a good portion of that house. And the existing landscaping does camouflage a lot of the house already. So, but we would just reconfigure it and add to it. What I would like to recommend to the landscape designer is to allow for 4 seasons of interest. So we'll have some evergreens in there, some arborvitae probably, and some smaller trees like a Japanese maple or viburnum, and then some other plants as well. Trying to see. I have some links here that show the, okay, this isn't going to let me go up. There we go. The types of products that we're considering. When I first met the Singhs, I had mentioned because of I have pictures as well, and I can show you those in a minute. Pictures of the existing structure, but the existing structure has a high barrel clay tile, Spanish tile roof. And what we would like to do is just go ahead and continue that on with the roof structure in such a way that it matches the original to the best that we can, we hope. And so I've given 3 different options of roof materials that could be used. This first one is a metal roof, but if you post on the link here, they offer multiple different colors of metal roof that is in a high barrel formation, Spanish tile formation. But this is a metal roof. And as I said, it comes in a variety of colors. And we're hoping, I haven't been allowed to order a sample. I did request it, but they wouldn't allow it at this time. So we're hoping that we would be able to match the existing roof with one of these, or we'll find a way to be able to get it all to look cohesive. But this has a stone finish to the top, so it's very dull, and it looks very similar to stone. The other option is a concrete roof, and that is shown here. They also have multiple styles and colors, and but this one is made out of concrete. We might have a better chance of matching the color with this one, but we would like to investigate the metal roof as well. And then of course, the last one is the clay roof. We've chosen Brava. It's another Spanish tile roof. They come in multiple colors as well. So that goes for the roof. I'm going to exit out of these so I don't get myself lost. The next is in regard to the portico and the dormer above a window. I'm proposing a copper roof. I think it would look very well. They have different styles. They have a polished style like this, and they have a copper roof that has a patina to it that gives it an aged look. There's several different styles here, but I am looking at the standing seam and the PRB, which is similar to this style here, this R panel roof. As for the siding, we are trying to stay as close to the original as possible. So I have selected certainteed, vinyl siding for the second floor, and you will see why when I go to the pictures that I sent you. But this has a wide variety of colors and depths for the paneling, so we could get probably 5 or 6 inch vinyl siding on the second floor. And I have that shown on the email that I sent all of you. I made a specific selection for many of these products. So with the certainteed, I suggested a Restoration Classic 5-inch clapboard. It's on page 18. And that is down here. Excuse, I don't mean to make you dizzy, but it's right here, right here. Oh, I may have the wrong page number. It's not a board and batten. It's a class. Here it is, Classic Restoration. So they have 5-inch and 4.5 inch. I'm recommending a 5-inch and then matching the color to what is there right now. And then for the brick on the bottom portion of the home, I am recommending the Acme brand of thin set brick. This one, hold on a second, make sure I got the right page. 24 has several selections that I think would match the the original brick very well. If I can get to the page here. That's 24. So I was looking at the area rustica right here, Clayland, the Bengali sunrise, and there is a Bengali night around here. Based on some of the photographs, and I think we will have to order samples of each one of these to see which one will match the most or the best, but I'm leaning more towards the Bengali sunrise or the Clayland to match the original brick for this house. And then I was reading through the instructions. They recommended signage, but I was just given clarification that that is for commercial properties, not for residential. And this is residential, so we may not need to use that unless the homeowners want to order new signage for their house numbers. That's a possibility. For the doors, the homeowners would like to put in doors from this company. There is a, oh boy, I sent you a link that has all of the doors on here. The elevation shows the type of door that they would like. If I have to, I will resend an email that has that on here. If it's not, I thought I'd put, oh, here it is. Okay. So WD 1870 is their preferred choice. But they also have a couple of other choices from this company that are more in line with the traditional. They are not showing here, but I do have pictures that show the type of doors that they like. Double doors, so it would be the same style as the or the same double doors like this one here, but it more leaning more towards the traditional. So maybe something with a glass insert, but for divided panels is the one that they sent me. And I also have some other options that have wrought iron from another company, if you would like to see that as well. But that was not sent to me before I sent this email, so I apologize for that. And then the second last link has to do with the columns for the portico and the pilasters. If a shed roof is allowed for what will become the office picture window where the front entry is right now. And I am looking at an 18-inch column, either straight or fluted. On page 7, there is where's page 7? Here it is, right here. So here is a round plain column, and I can, well, there's a tapered one. That's what I really intend to look for. And there are fluted columns as well, along with the caps and bases. The caps and bases that I thought would be the better choice are the Colonial, the Tuscan, and the Doric. And for the bases, I was looking at the Attic base, the Tuscan, and the Doric base. And the homeowners expressed some interest in maybe painting the columns and the trim to be more of a muted color, possibly a gray or a light earth tone, something that is a more muted compared to a bright white. Those are column wraps that are installed over either a steel post or a wood post. And the pilasters would be ordered to match this if that is the direction that the homeowners would like. Then, okay, that wasn't for me, sorry. I have also the windows. The windows that were recommended were the Pella Lifestyle windows. Double hung windows are showing on the elevation drawing in key areas. So on the floor plan, you'll notice there are 2 double hung windows in the bay of 4, and then 2 picture windows. And that is typical of both sides. The back of the house will have double hung windows entirely. The windows or the side lights on both sides of the front entry door will be picture windows or whatever side lights that are chosen for the door. And then on the second floor, those door windows will be all picture windows for the side elevation that may possibly be viewed from the street. And this is the elevation of the side so that you can see it. The homeowners would prefer not to have grills for the windows, any of the windows. I realize I forgot the elevations here on the front show grids for the windows in the front. Those, I meant to take those off, so I apologize. Then for photographs, if you just bear with me for a minute, I sent those here. I believe these are it. Nope, that's not it. 1 second. Home edition. I'm gonna look at this really quick on my other computer where it's not making getting lost here for just 1 second. Front door options, home edition. There they are. Okay. I have also included a rendering for the front, but if you would prefer, I can send the or go over the photographs first, and then we can go into. Okay, it's here, honest. I have it. Here we go. Here are the photographs. So these are some of the photographs taken from the street. And I'll just open them, all of these up first. As you can see, the house is somewhat obscured from the street because of the landscaping in the front, and they would like to continue that in the renovation so that a good portion of their driveway, their new patio, and the side yard are obscured from the street for privacy. But and it's difficult to say at this point because it's winter, but those trees do obscure the house considerably during the year. So this is another photograph from one of the curves of the driveway. It is a half moon driveway, as you can see. So that photograph was taken right here. And then this is the last house. It's actually around the corner on Parkman Avenue, and it's a little bit higher above from the Singh house as well. And then to go into some of the photographs of the house as it is, let me pull those up. I have more, but I'll just start with a couple of them. So I'm not pulling up too many. I'm waiting for one in particular. Hold on. Nope, that was wrong. I meant this one, I believe. I'm getting there. This one. Okay. So this is the original. This portico is going to be removed. The homeowner would like to use a stone that is similar to this tile down here on the next entryway, which is at, if you see where my cursor is, where this retaining wall is, the new addition is going to be at the grass level at the top of this elevation or this retaining wall. So it will be higher than the finished floor for the main house here. So this is the front entry. And as I said before, this we believe is this enclosure right here in the front was added after the original house was built in 1927. And then obviously you can tell that there was a renovation in 1950 with the vinyl siding above. This area right here is where the Singh family would like to add in 2 small bathrooms for each of the bedrooms. This is a bedroom right here, and this is also a bedroom. And they would like to put 2 bathrooms, small bathrooms right here in the front. And then this portico will be removed and a picture window will be will replace the front entry right here. On this side, this is the structure as it is right now. We're just going to expand and add out 17 feet from this point, and then try to match the finishes of the structure that is existing right now. And I do not have a good aerial view of this tile roof, but you can tell that it is a Spanish tile roof. It has more of a gray finish to it. But the pictures that come in from Google Earth or some of these others, they're sort of blurred, so I didn't include them. Now, the windows on this side, all of that will be part of the interior, so obviously they will be removed. And then, apologize for that. And then this is also a picture of the side of the house. I have one straight shot for that is the portion of the addition, the front entry, right as it is right now. I have a picture, if I can find it. There it is. This is the side of the house, right as it is right now. And the roof line, as you can tell right here, is a kind of hip roof. It has a couple of different elevations to it. What I intend to do is just stretch that out over the addition. So it will stay at the same design, the same roof design that is there. It will just be extended a little bit. I also did the best that I could to find historic photographs of Parkman Avenue. These are the 2 that I was able to find of that street. And you can see this is Parkman Avenue here, I believe, and the original neighborhood in 1910. The rendering, okay. This rendering, and I want to apologize. Oh, look at this. I want to apologize. My rendering is not as professional as many that you are accustomed to, and that came in wrong. It came in sideways, and I don't know how to rotate this as it's standing. I don't know if anybody else knows how to do that, but as you can tell, I have the siding that is just supposed to be extended and matched on the new addition, and then the portico that is showing there is supposed to be a copper roof or some metal roof, possibly zinc. And the front entry doors, we have other options besides the homeowner's preferred choice, but this is their preferred choice for the doors. And I'm able to take any questions now if you like.
It seems that we do not have any questions in the Q&A tool at this time, nor do we have any hands raised. So we're going to toss it back out to any attendees one more time. If you have any questions, please either raise your hand or put it in the Q&A so that we will unmute you so you may ask your question. All right, hearing none. Thank you for your time this evening, Cassie. And
Thank you,
that will-
Osei, for all of your help that you've assisted me with.
Sure, of course. And this will actually conclude our development activities meeting. Of course, the development activities reports will be made available on the City of Pittsburgh's website, and the recording will be made available to the registered community organizations after this meeting. So again, thank you for attending, and you all have a great evening.
Thank you.